Alright, here's a heads up. I've been working on the 1965 Chrysler here. This is my first car, probably going to be my last car. Had some electrical issues with her. I was having it, and let me turn the radio off. I was having some issues where horn wasn't really working and wasn't accepting a charge. Now the thing with these cars, older cars, is the voltage regulator is not in the alternator. Like normally it would be back and behind there, and it would basically put out and regulate how much power is being sent out. Only what's needed. Well, basically on the Chrysler, it's on the firewall. It's not there right now, but it would plug in right between these two. This guy right here and that guy right there. And I'll show you what I found. I've blown a couple of these regulators so far. 3 of them actually. So I've actually taken them apart. I actually have a spare here because I was thinking ahead that I might just need one of these again. But you'll see the blown one here. Right here, I actually took it apart and found on the inside some little bit of scoring as if something exploded. Well, it did. The little wire that goes on this field here isn't there anymore. And this one, it is. So you can see it's right there. But that one there, completely roasted right off. But this one's on. This is another one that I burnt off here, I guess. Now what I'm going to actually try doing is, instead of using this new one, because this is kind of my last hope here, I'm actually going to take this, or maybe this other one here, one of these busted ones, and I'm actually going to solder in between that. Maybe jump it myself, put a larger wire on it. I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing. I'll probably end up frying my entire electrical system. Put the cover back on, put it on the car, see what happens. Because as it is right now, I'm only getting about 3 hours of power before my battery is completely dead. Now I do have a stereo in here again, a couple 12-inch subwoofers and some gigantic 6x9s in the back there that are really cool. But that system is completely separated through an isolator. Now the isolator, it works as part of the system, I was running into the same problem. Like it's not sending the power to that back battery because of what that little box is telling it. It's saying, hey, everything's fine, don't send more power. And well, that's exactly what's wrong with it, is I need more power. And that is a problem. 65 Chrysler Newport. Also, this problem could be found in Imperials and such too, but there's a $30 item right there. And I'm going to try to jump it. Well, I couldn't exactly film it and do this at the exact same time. I am filming this on an iPod Touch after all. There's my soldered in wire. And as you can see, the coils there. I'll kind of explain how this works. What happens is, as load increases on the car, you might not be able to see it, but there's a couple contact points at the top of this coil, right, as you can see in there, and it travels up and down. Can't really push it at the moment, but I don't know if you can hear that. That is all this is it basically takes the load, heats up, and when it heats up those contact points in there, it moves, I believe, down, and that just basically asks the car asks the alternator to put out more power. It's actually a really simple device. I imagine there's probably newer technology out than this, but this is, 1965 technology that's just kind of passed on through the years. The old voltage regulator in there lasted until about the year 2006, so from 1965 to 2006, and then since then I've blown a couple of them, which might not be the fault of the regulator. I know a lot of this stuff is made overseas now, and they do cheap out. Some of the quality and build materials aren't as good, but nothing against people, just the materials that they have to work with, the deadlines that they have and whatnot. They punch parts out like crazy. But this larger wire in here is probably not going to blow. If anything, it might be the one on the opposite side there, the other side of the field. But I imagine, I don't know if I'm going to try this yet if this doesn't work, but I might even just push it all the way down and see if the alternator does put out a lot more power. It's kind of scary doing that because then, you know, I'm leaving myself open where I could actually fry all the wiring in this car. And if any of you guys have an older car, you know how much of a nightmare that is. I mean, sure, it's simple wiring system, but when it comes to actually fixing things on older vehicles, you know, you have to dig up information that's super old and then go about reverse engineering things, trying to make it better. I might end up yet pulling that alternator and running one with a voltage regulator in it and seeing about bypassing a lot of the stuff on the dash, but that might be another day. We'll see how this goes. But that's my video, and that's my my fix, I guess.